Hello, welcome to Coffee Paste. I'm Pedro Mendes, and as you can see, this interview will be conducted in English. And my guest today is Nöel Palazzo from the artistic direction of the Punto y Raya festival that happens from the 11th to the 15th of October. Hello, Noel. First of all, thank you so much for being here with me for a few minutes today.
Hello, Pedro. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having us.
Of course. I should start by the beginning by asking you to tell us about the origins of the Punto y Raya festival.
It was born in 2006, 2007, in a very organic way. Ana Santos and myself, who are the two artistic directors of the festival, have been working with experimental animation and film, but mainly animation in various contexts, curating experimental animation programs and collaborating with festivals and specific venues mainly in Barcelona city. And we were getting a bit tired of watching the same kind of animation all the time, this very narrative-driven, very reality imitation-driven, maybe. We feel that the power of animation is the power of producing things that don't exist in reality. And we feel that animation is so fascinated lately with reproducing reality as close as possible that it really makes no sense. We feel animation should pursue different goals. I mean, I think it's wonderful that animation can really recreate a full human being, and it's hard to notice. But at the same time, I think it's losing some of its communicational power, some of its expressiveness. More related to the gesture, more related to the expression of the artist behind the tool, right? So working with abstraction in a way was a way of coming back to basics, coming back to what is animation for, what's the power of animation, how can animation take you places that nothing else at all could, not even photography, not even literature. So it's like absolute animation, absolute film. A self-contained universe. And out of this idea, out of this concept, Punto y Raya evolved naturally. It's very difficult to explain exactly how it took shape because it took, I think, a few years actually to get to this, the current state of things, with collaborating with various institutions and people. So even the artists themselves are also very active in shaping the structure of the event and the places it takes place, the venues and the countries it takes place. So it's a very organic process, but everything I would say started about in 2006 and 2007 with this initial concept.
All right. You talked a little bit about this, but I was about to ask you what would you say the festival's mission is? If you can summarize in one or two sentences.
What the festival... Sorry.
The mission of the festival.
Our mission, the mission of the festival, yes.
Yeah.
I think it's a way of exploring the true power of animation. I mean, the true expressive power of animation, that it's free from other types of disciplines, a kind of absolute animation. You know, it's just form, color, texture, shape, light, motion, rhythm, composition. So, and of course, it's like abstract art in motion, because we have this temporal dimension that we can add with the language of animation, in this case, or film, right? Okay. So it is abstract art, but with this new dimension of motion and sound, these two new dimensions. So it's a self-contained art form where the most important thing is expression, the expression of the artist behind it, as in every kind of most kinds of abstract art, plus the dialogue with the spectators and other disciplines like music, for example.
Sure. The festival describes itself as the most abstract festival in the world. Is that because
I have to say,
okay,
I have to say it's not our own definition. We got this definition back in 2008.
Right.
So we were only just a baby festival, 1 year old, and we got this lovely quote from the Japanese press at the time, and we thought it was really lovely, and we kept it.
Of course. And I was wondering if there's a place for new technologies like artificial intelligence in the animation you defend.
Yes, absolutely. And to be honest, I think we were hoping more AI films to arrive in our goal. Not because we want them, but because, you know, usually when there's a new tool out there, everybody's just abusing it a bit for the first months and years. So we received not many, but there are in the competition, I think, 2 films created with artificial intelligence. One of them is actually credited, co-credited to Y, this artificial intelligence engine, and the artist. And there is another one in the student program.
Right.
So yes, of course, you can always prompt your AI to just evade, you know, move away from representation and help you imagine these new purely geometrical or abstract worlds.
Sure. I was wondering, is cross-disciplinarity a characteristic you aim for in the movies you choose?
Yes, absolutely. I think especially fine arts, music, design. There are some very, very gorgeous, hardcore design films made with code at times. Sometimes they use geometry, sometimes they use the mathematics of geometry, even fractals, the mathematics of chaos. It is very interdisciplinary. Of course, I would say the 2 main disciplines here are abstract art and music. But there is also a lot of works made with video composition. So there's also an aspect of lenses and photography and film in itself, cameras as objects, as tools as well. And it's very interesting because I think you can realize the broad spectrum of disciplines that you can tap on when you get an overview of the type of artists participating in the call for entries, because there are from anthropologists,
right,
people who work with data visualization, to musicians, lots of musicians, designers, of course, visual effects professionals, illustrators, animators, directors. So I think that's also very interesting because everybody can relate to abstraction from their own discipline. And I think they find the challenge interesting and maybe motivating to delve into new worlds, new types of expression.
Sure. From what I know, the festival has been to several countries already. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, it is one of the aspects that is hardest in the organization, of course, but we love it because in 2000 we did the festival in Madrid and in Barcelona from 2007 until 2013. In 2014, a collective from Reykjavik in Iceland approached us. They wanted to do a visual music festival in Reykjavik, and they noticed we were doing something similar, and they very kindly proposed to, you know, get together. Maybe we could help them artistically with the festival. So we co-produced the event at Harpa Concert Hall in Reykjavik, which was just delicious. It was a fantastic, beautiful experience. So since 2014, we realized that because we speak this universal language of abstract art and music without lyrics, we could do the festival anywhere we wanted. And we decided to do so. So from 2014 onwards, we tried to, and we managed so far to partner with different festivals or institutions or collectives in various cities in the world and co-produce the event this way. And we've been in Germany, in Karlsruhe at ZKM, the Center for Media and Art in Karlsruhe. We've been in Poland at CETA, the Center on Technology, or the Visual Center. We were going to be in 4 gorgeous venues in Vienna, in Austria, in 2021, at the Cinemateca there and so on. And then COVID just thwarted our plans. So we stayed home and we did it online. But Austria was another country that very interested, of course, because of the tradition, the strong tradition they have with abstract and concrete animation and design and so on. And now, finally, thanks to the support of our dear friends at Monstra Festival, Lisbon, we're here in Portugal. This is so exciting and very, very happy to be able to bring the festival here and share it with the local audiences here and bring the international community to Lisbon, such a beautiful city.
Yeah, it's always nice to have you.
Gorgeous.
Thank you. I think the main section is the abstract film competition of the festival. If not, tell me so. But tell me a little bit about this, a little more about this section of this competition.
Yes, I think we received about 500, over 500. I can't remember the exact number, but over 500 short films in this call, the 8th, and the selection features 104 short films out of this bulk of works from 33 countries. The variety of techniques and approaches and concepts is delightful as usual. It's I personally find one of the aspects that I enjoy the most at the festival, watching this broad variety of creativity, of approaches to a singular, very, very concrete, specific, limited in a way kind of art form, right? It's structured into 6 reels, about 75 minutes each. And each of these reels will be screened in the afternoons on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Cinema Fernando Lopes in Campo Grande.
Yeah.
And there will be an audience award, so everybody's kindly invited to vote. 3 jury prizes with money prizes, thanks to the support from the European Commission. And so it's really, really interesting. There will be about 40 international artists that take place in this section here in Lisbon, talking about their creative process and talking about their particular work in the competition. So yeah.
I think from besides the competition, the showing of the films, I think there are other events taking place. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, so there are other sections like guest screenings. There will be an opening session. Every year we do a panorama of abstract films produced in the country that is hosting us, that is a welcome to the international community. So at Cinemateca Portuguesa on Wednesday evening, Monstra Festival will be introducing the panorama, the Portuguese panorama they curated, especially for this occasion. There is also a panorama from the Balkan countries, which is quite interesting because there's not such a big tradition of abstract animation in the region. So I think it's very interesting, very nice to be able to give visibility to this type of works as well, and hopefully motivate the region to keep producing more and more works. There is a student program as well in this section, with the participation of some Portuguese students from Universidade Lusófona, for example. Right. And then other sections include live performances, which is usually the closing activity of the day. Right. And it's live music and visuals. We could say it's a live audiovisual concert in a way. So Tina Frank and General Magic from Vienna, Austria will be performing on Friday evening. Zeno van den Broek from the Netherlands will be performing his set Breach, a very powerful set with very social undertones about riots and civil disquietness. I don't know what civil unrest is the expression. Very interesting work on Saturday evening. Ícaro Pintor, Portuguese, will be opening these sections of live performances with ifting, with live hand drawing and live music. So it's very, very gestural, very analog in a way, very poetic, beautiful, kind of a contrast with the other works. So there's a bit of everything for everybody.
Yes, there's a lot to choose from what you've told us.
Yes, if you're more into, hardcore CG latest technologies, or if you like just pen and paper or ink, there's something for everybody. Right. The other section is the masterclasses academy section, which takes place in the mornings of the event, starting on Wednesday early morning. So for those early birds who are already in town on Wednesday before the opening, there are 2 deluxe masterclasses by Brett Patty at the school, the music school of Lisbon at ESML, Brett Batty is a composer and animator, a creative coder. He works with code, and he's going to talk about his creative process and how he brings these two dimensions, music and visual. So it's like the perfect spot to talk about this. A bit later, Larry Cuba will be talking about his, I don't want to spoil it. I don't know how I said, 3 decades, maybe more, of pioneering animation, abstract animation. Larry Cuba is probably better known for his work at as the Death Star designer in Star Trek, and everybody is very excited. But he also, I think it's important to mention, he's also a great artist. He has also personal work. And in abstract animation, he's also a researcher, a curator. He created the IOTA Center in Los Angeles devoted to visual music. So he will be discussing this kind of his personal work and the very tight relationship between how computer animation evolved from analog, huge room-size computers to now on your phone, and his research with his dialogue with this technology and his personal work. So that's going to be also on Wednesday morning. And then we have the pleasure to have the performers will also discuss their creative process the following days with Tina Frank and Zeno van den Broek. And we have Julius Horsthuis, who also has a couple of installations. Julius Horsthuis is probably, I'm really mispronouncing his name, Julius, I'm so sorry, from the Netherlands. And he will be showing some VR works as well, recombination, be seen, experienced at Lusophona. I personally haven't had the chance to do this, so I'm so looking forward to be able to get my hands on that. And some video installations as well. And he will be discussing his creative process in the master classes. We have Jose Manuel Xavier, because we call him Jose Manuel Barata Xavier, but he likes to call himself just Jose Manuel Xavier. So sorry. Jose Manuel Xavier will be talking about his creative process as well with a masterclass. He will be flying from Paris, where he's been living for many years now. His masterclass will be in Portuguese, and he's just a delightful animator with working with ink and paper so simply, so succinctly, and just the expressiveness he can give to a single line through motion. Actually, some of his films are called The Pleasure of Movement, and he can really convey the playfulness of single lines just moving, and how you could stare at them for hours and let your mind wander. Really, really gorgeous work. So he's going to be giving his masterclass on Friday morning. I think as for masterclasses, and then Sandra Ramos and David Novak, professors at Lusophona University, will also discuss how they brought their two courses together. One is visual communication and animation, and the other one is music, composing music for film. How they brought these two dimensions together in a course and produced visual music works with students, which is really a kind of like a pioneer proposal at the university level. So it's really interesting to have them. It's a pleasure to have them to discuss this with us. And then as I mentioned a bit earlier, we have installations as well at Cinemateca Portuguesa with works by Max Hattler, one of the icons, I guess, probably one of the best known abstract animators nowadays, together with Robert Seidel, will be exhibiting his latest works. Well, I think Robert Seidel will be showing Veneer from 2020, and Max Hattler will be showing his latest work at Cinemateca. And then we have Paul Fletcher coming all the way from Australia, from Down Under. It's a very long trip, and he will be showing two of his latest abstract animations at Cinematic as well.
Okay.
Julius Horsthuis with the recombination and his video installations, and Ícaro Pintor has at the Kaleidoscopio in Lusophona University. He will be exhibiting. It's a very interesting project because it's the exhibition is also related to the previous performance on Thursday evening. So it's a kind of like a dialogue of how can you convert the recording of a live experience into a document, into a multimedia document that you can then exhibit as an installation, for example. You can dialogue with this work in different ways, and the before and the after of this transformation due to the live experience the night before. So it's very live, very organic kind of installation, very interactive in a way. So we need to come on Thursday evening to his performance and be able to shape this installation the following day.
All right.
It's an open invitation to everybody. There's free entry to all the live performances, so there's no excuse. You have to be there.
There's no excuse, and there's, as I said, a lot to choose from. Before I move to my final question, I will just remind everyone that the Punto y Raya festival happens from the 11th to the 15th of October. Nöel, looking ahead into the future, where do you see abstract art in, say, 5 years?
Oh my God, can you see anything in 5 years? Can you? It's not an easy question.
Or how would you wish it to be?
That would be easier to answer, perhaps. I think because I see it, I know that it's growing exponentially, and I think this possibility of working with the expertise, the talent of people like working with Mostra Festival, such a huge animation festival. They really know how to do things, large and big. So we're learning a lot, and we hope to be able to keep growing, to let the festival keep growing in an organic way, but at the same time, perhaps hopefully in a more organized way, more sustainable way. And I think the experience of our partners will definitely shape that. So I trust that in upcoming years, as we keep developing this European project with 4 countries, Portugal, Poland, Bulgaria, and Spain, we can shape a more international and more stable, in a way, kind of programs, and hopefully more exchange of artists, residencies, and so on, to be able to co-produce original material as well, original live performances, original animations, and so on. And we are reaching newer audiences, we're reaching newer artists, so the festival keeps growing. As you receive more entries, you can higher the bar, the selection bar. So we trust the quality will keep increasing year after year because of this reason. And I can only hope this can reach more diverse, more diverse kind of people, not just people who are already interested or already feel interested, captivated by abstract, but also people who perhaps weren't exposed before to abstract art, but might feel more curious because they know it's a more common thing, like abstract animation, and hopefully will be everywhere in 5 years' time. I think so. It's getting there. So I think it's going to become a major event in 5 years because of all these reasons, or at least I hope so. It's very difficult to imagine the world.
Nöel, thank you so much. It's been great talking to you.
A pleasure. Thank you so much, Pedro, for having us.